Hello and welcome back. How was it for you? My days. Yeah, so this is the review of the game United 2, City nil. I don't know if this is going to be the shortest video I've ever done or an hour-long rant. You'll know by the time you've clicked on the link. Before we get started, please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. It is appreciated. We'll start with a positive. Nothing to do with the game, needless to say, but we'll start with a positive. Matt Gahey has passed his medical, according to Ben Jacobs, and will sign a 5.5-year contract. That might be signed and done by the time this comes out. So I think that's what I think. That is definitely a positive, isn't it? He'll be in for the Wolves game. Probably O'Reilly, Gahey, Kusanov, Nunes at right back. That starts like a proper defence, doesn't it? And we can go from there. So the game then. If you watch my video on Friday, I think it was before the game, you will know that I could not have been more wrong. The game was a disaster from start to finish. They scored 2, had 3 goals disallowed, and our keeper was the undisputed man of the match from our side. That tells you all you need to know. If I'd have said to you on Friday, our keeper's going to be man of the match, you'd think, well, that's a bit unlikely, isn't it? But, maybe we score early and he pulls a few saves out towards the end and we scrape a 1-0 win. Well, that wasn't the case, was it? We got absolutely tatered. No two ways about it. The worst derby display since we got beat 5-0 there in the 90s when we had Simon Tracy in net. And if we had Simon Tracy in net on Saturday, we'd have been beat 5-0, maybe even more. I mean, where to start? Where to start? Well, let's start with their team, shall we? What do we think of it? And Buemo up front, straight off the plane from AFCON. God, he ran us ragged, didn't he? Ran us ragged. Fernandez ran us ragged. I didn't think there was much in their team, though. I genuinely didn't. When I watched it, I thought what was good about them, they put Fernandez out the way. They didn't have him in midfield like they usually do to be passed around. They put him out the way and had him starting high, then coming deep, which we couldn't handle at all. But I think we'll come on to that in a minute when we talk about the game. I'll go through our starting 11 shortly. I'll do player performances because I think there's quite a lot to say about quite a lot of them. I wasn't going to do it. I was just going to say they're all rubbish. Move on, but I think that's why I'm glad I'm doing it Monday and not Sunday straight after the game. I have had a day or so to reflect on it. I thought our team was all right. I was broadly happy with it. I looked at my Blue Sky messages as soon as the team came out. I said I was broadly happy with it. Yeah, Donnarumma in net, Ake left back, Max and Kusanov, Rico Lewis at right back. Not ideal, but I think it was all right. I mean, as was shown during the game, when we made changes to the back line, they're getting better anyway. So I don't really think it mattered, did it? Who we played when you put that sort of performance in from a tactical perspective. So, I mean, but let's have it right. Dalot should have been sent off, shouldn't he? Straight. Well, saying that, before they hit the bar after 2 minutes. That wasn't a great start. We think, right, we've got away with that one. Then Dalot should have been off. No two ways about it. No two ways about it. What wound me up, though, by our players, we let him just walk off. No one went up and got stuck into him, did they? Now, I'm not saying we should be like Andy Morrison and what a headbutt him, but let him know we're there. As you got away with that. VAR, again, for the umpteenth time this season, will just continue to justify their own position. The referee couldn't wait to get the yellow card out, because once the yellow card comes out, that's it. The decision is yellow. And then the VAR have got to get over a very high bar to send him off, which they were never going to do. Never going to do at Old Trafford for 10 minutes. Never. And then they use their own terminology to justify the position. They pick a position and work backwards from it. Yeah, we need to keep this at yellow, don't we, Dave? Yes, we do, John. So what should we say? Oh, just say he didn't hurt him enough. That'll do. Didn't hurt him enough. Or words to that effect. There was no, what did he say? I can't remember what he said. It was cobblers anyway. It was clear as day a red card. That is not to excuse the rest of our team though after that. Shaw and Dalot booked in the first half. And we didn't do anything after that. Didn't run on once after that. Didn't run on once. Didn't put me under any pressure at all. They're not very good to start with. Never mind Bucks with basically the entire game to go. But then Dallo's rubbed salt in the wounds, cleared one off the line after Max's header. But then it just sort of got worse after that, didn't it? You know, we were saying, watching the game, would he take 0-0 at half-time? This in about 30 minutes. So I said, fucking right, I'll take 0-0 at half-time. Getting 0-0 at half-time. Pep can do some genius stuff, whatever it is he does, and then we'll come out much better in the second half. In the same breath, they had a goal disallowed. And you're like, oh my God. Oh my God. And that's after, you know, Kusanov saved us from a goal from Mbuemo as well when he just poked it away. And then second half starts. Just bad, wasn't it? You know, Nico Riley gets booked immediately. Fucking hell, mate. Come on, give us a chance. And they score. And what, half an hour, that free kick of ours that led to their goal was just another example in a long list of examples of pathetic set pieces. And then he's 4-on-2 with half an hour to go away from home. Not the last minute of a cup semi-final. Nothing like that. No. Half an hour to go. What are we doing? Why is everyone forward? Yeah, maybe Kuzo could have done better, maybe he couldn't. But 4-on-2, you've got leading no chance, have you? You've got no chance. And then that second goal of theirs. Just silly. I Riley gets done by Cunha. It was poor, wasn't it, my Riley, I thought. But that ball's a P-roller. It bounced countless times going across the penalty area. And Rico Lewis, it still stood there with his hand in his pockets. While some average left back playing left wing comes and gets in ahead of him. Pathetic. And then Mason Mount goes off the bench as a sub and scores straight away. Again, disallowed, but you think, wake up. I mean, I sort of lost interest after the second goal, I'll be brutally honest with you, because it was going nowhere. It was just silly. I thought the performance was just appalling, absolutely appalling by everyone, apart from Donnarumma, who we'll come on to, and Kusanov, who was the only serviceable player in a blue shirt. The rest, forget it. And yesterday I was on Blue Sky or Blue Moon or both. I can't remember which one. Basically saying there has to be consequences. People need to be dropped for this. You know, I want to fire people out of cannons. You know, I want consequences. Maybe that's not why I'm a football manager. Maybe it's not realistic, is it? We've got a Champions League game during the week to start firing people off and saying, you're staying at home, you're doing this. Maybe playing in Bodo Glimt on Tuesday is a bigger punishment than being dropped. I don't know. But that can't be acceptable, can it? And I didn't see this coming. I know people have said our performances haven't been great recently. But maybe not been great. Chelsea at home, we should have beat them. We created enough chances, although Chelsea did have a good second half. Brighton at home, again, we created a few chances, but we had a patchwork defence again, but we created enough chances. And same with Sunderland. You know, 3 draws, well, the result was disappointing, but the performances were all right. Fucking better than that by a mile. And that is the first game I've watched United be the better team in since God was a boy. I cannot remember the last time I watched United be the better team so clearly against anyone. Never mind us. Yeah, they defended deep against Liverpool and scored on the break and all that. I'm not seeing them dominate a team like that in years. But if I'm a United fan, I won't be getting carried away with that. I mean, I would be, but don't, because you're not going to play a team that bad for the rest of the season. No one is going to play into your hands as easily as we did on Saturday. It was diabolical. Oh, honestly. Right, so we'll go into more detailed player performances now, I think, before I just start rambling. Donnarumma, fucking great to start with him. Brilliant. Man of the match. They had the ball was in net 5 times and Hakim was man of the match. And he hit the post twice. Jesus Christ. He pulled Max Lane out of shit early doors. He come out another time after that. Countless good saves. I mean, what more is there to say? You know, if James Trafford or Ederson was in net, not a criticism of them, they wouldn't have been making them saves. And Ederson would have come flying out in the first half when Bretman probably been sent off himself. So no, I thought it was very, very good. The only one who really can say I played to the best of my ability. I put my 100% effort in, and I played to the best of my ability. And listen, I know when I say we didn't play to the best of our ability, there is another team on there, on the pitch, who do have tactics, who do have a strategy. And their strategy to obviously let Elaine and Ake have it caused us problems. But sort it out. So what? You know, the other team are supposed to make it difficult for you. You're not supposed to just go, oh, it's a bit hard, this. Bit hard, this, isn't it? I don't really fancy this. You are supposed to improve things. But yeah, Donnarumma, fantastic. Yeah, maybe Fred Edison would have been longer, a bit more direct. But I don't know. But we have we? And he was perfect. I thought he was more or less perfect. He was superb. Just a shame. Just a shame. But the 10 others didn't do half as well as he did. Cole Lewis, a right back. So Nunes was a bit of a shock that he didn't play. He's never injured, is he? Never out. And then when we need him, he's not here. I'm not getting involved in the rumours that came out after the game. I'm not interested. If you want to read about them, go and do that somewhere else. But I'm not getting into rumours like that. Rico Lewis, saw him on the team sheet. I thought, not ideal, is it? He can't overlap. He's not particularly quick. He's not particularly strong. He's not particularly tall. But he's all right, isn't he? I think. He can come into midfield. He can keep in tight spaces. He can help us keep the ball, help take the pressure off. Turns out that didn't happen either, did it? But I like the guy. I've had it on Blue Moon. I've had it on Blue Sky. I'm not on Twitter. That's why I keep mentioning Blue Sky. Text messages. I don't mind him, being around. He's hit. Listen, I wouldn't want to buy him. So let's get that straight. I wouldn't want to actually buy him. But he is here already. He fills a quota. He's good enough generally. You know, easy cup games, easy Champions League games, easy league games. You know, Newcastle away come off the pitch, played really well. FA Cup semi-final last year is man of match, as far as I could say. But come on, Rico, you're not doing yourself any favours, are you? I'm like this one-man army here defending you at this point. But people do hate him, don't they? Which I think goes over the top. He'll be here for a couple of years, and then we'll get another youth player come off the bench and do that role. So I'm happy with it. You know, United had John O'Shea and Wes Brown for years. They're all right, aren't they? He's all right. But that goal, mate, come on. What are you doing? Your only job is to mark this bloke behind you. And you're watching this ball roll as slow as can be across the box, and he still gets in front of you. Come on. It's just not good enough, is it? Nowhere near it. You're 1-0 down away at United. As bad as we've been, if it's 1-0, you've still got a chance. 2-0, it's curtains. And that was just really bad. Really, really bad. You know, we need to hope Nunes gets over this flu pretty quickly. It's just come out on the news about the squad that travels to Bodo Glimt that Nunes won't be going, but they expect, hope, whatever, that he's back for Wolves, which can't come soon enough. But we do have Kusanov maybe to go right back, don't we then? Maybe we'll play Max Elaine again. I'll come on to him shortly. But Kusanov started pretty sloppy, didn't it? Saved a goal by taking it off in Buemo's feet when he prodded it back to Donnarumma. And I'm broadly happy with his performance. He was all right, wasn't he? He was good. You know, he mentioned that bloody Chelsea game again during the match. It was 12 months ago next week, and we're still talking about the first 5 minutes of his debut. He's been more or less flawless for a 20-year-old centre-back over that period. And we're still arguing about that 5 minutes. People are still judging him on that 5 minutes, which I think is just poor, really. But yeah, I thought it was all right. No worries with him. Generally okay. Could he have done better with their goal? Could he? He didn't have much of a choice, did he? Fernandes made it look like he was going to pass right. He took one step, he didn't. He passed it left. And that's all the space. And Buemo needed decent shot, decent finish. But no, the issue with that goal started fucking 60 yards further up the pitch. I'll come on to that free kick in a minute, but I'm talking about Turkey. But whilst we're here, we've got a set piece coach, haven't we? Apparently. I don't know what he does all day. But what are they doing? You've got a narrow free kick. All our players are there. You've got no one behind you. You've got Semenyo on the right. If you kick it forward and he heads it over your head, you've got a problem. You must know that. You must know the risk of doing this weird little chip in the box is higher than the opportunity. So I don't know what they were thinking of. Never mind Cherky's Waverley's like, I'll come on to it later. But Kuznov generally good. Generally good. Could have better on a few occasions, but fucking least of our problems in. Max Elaine. I thought it was a bit harsh to take him off half time because half time's it's a rough thing to do, and it particularly to a young player. Listen, he did look a little bit out of his depth. I accept that. It looked a bit iffy. In the first 5 minutes, he was passing to Ake a couple of times, went to Ake's wrong foot. They went out of play. But this is what happens when you get someone from Watford and stick him in. You know, he's going to be up and down, but that's the price on the ticket. So I've got no real complaints about him. I'd have played him, as I said in my pre-game. I'd have played him, so I can't back out now. But I think he needs to be played as soon as possible. Again, I don't think he's playing Bodo because he wasn't here when the Champions League came. Stick him in against Wolves, or at least give me half an hour at the end against Wolves. You cannot call someone back from a loan. He played really well away at Newcastle, although Newcastle drew 0-0 with Wolves the other day, so I'm not sure our win there is quite as good as we viewed it at the time. So get him on. You can't be in a position where any youth player has a bit of an iffy performance and he's turfed out. Because let's be honest, it was 0-0 when he went off. I know he nearly cost us a goal in the first half, but the reality is 0-0 when he went off. And we didn't get any better. Get him in, make him feel part of the squad again and not just some, training cone that we wanted to play because we had no one else. He's got to feel part of the team. Everyone's got to feel part of the squad. Whilst he wasn't great, I would play him again. I would play him again too because he was no worse than Ake. Now, Ake, games like that in careers, man. Games like that in careers at the top level. And I know he's strapped up to death like he was against Newcastle and all the rest of it, but that was bad. There was no real experience show, no real leadership, no quality on the ball, no bravery. I wanted him to play for his experience and to be solid, but he wasn't, was he? He wasn't. It was time. It's time for him to move on. Listen, I wanted him at left back because I wanted him to be solid. I wanted to lock that down, not take any risks, talk Max through the game, but it just didn't happen, did it? It didn't happen. And then he moved to centre back, and he didn't get any better. None of it got any better. Worse. Was the second half worse than the first half? I think it probably was, wasn't it? You can make excuses in the first half, can't you? We're settling in, it's atmosphere, yada, yada, yada. But it just didn't get any better. Didn't get any better. So, okay, thank you, but I think it's respectfully time to go because he offered nothing. Rodri, goodness me. I want him to play. I said on the Friday video that playing Rodri would be a game changer. He'd swan around, they don't get near him, bish, bash, bosh. I only want him to play on the basis that I assumed he'd be fit, anywhere near fit. He was miles off it, miles away. Coming on with 10 minutes to go against Newcastle is one thing. Playing from the start. I mean, how the coaching staff let him play. It's certainly in that sort of lone position as well, where there's no one round to do his running for it. I'll come to Bernardo in a bit, but in the Newcastle game, he stood next to O'Reilly and we were too solid, and that was it. That wasn't the case yesterday. It was abandoned midfield. Rodri stood there on his own. There's a point with a bouncing ball, and he's screaming at where, he's bouncing the ball. Rico Lewis goes back to position right back, but Rodri is screaming at him, get here, I need you to get this ball because I'm not going to make it. The United player's going to run past me and take it off me. And look, listen, he's never been the quickest. It's a bit of an understatement, but he reads the game. He gets his arse in the way, his strength, his anticipation, everything. But you need to be fit to do that. And he doesn't look fit, and I don't think we'll see him. I don't think we'll see him for a while. If we play him in Bodo Glimt on a plastic pitch, someone needs a serious word or sacking. Well, not sacking, that's a bit harsh, but, it should not be under consideration at all for him to play. And then it's Wolves at home, where you think, well, surely Nico Gonzalez can play that game. By now, he had a knock, 10 days ago, was it? Not 10 days ago, I think. Well, incredible knock he described it as well. What is it? So hopefully he can be back for the weekend and then just give Robbie some more time off or dipping out in the last 10 minutes because he looked miles away. Miles away. Ronaldo, why didn't he do what he did against Newcastle? Just stand there and hold Rodgers' hand and I know he had to come deep and get the ball at times, but then he's right over near Haaland, isn't he? Where Foden should be playing. He was just ineffective. What we wanted from him, he didn't deliver, which is really disappointing because it was exceptional against Newcastle. I thought it was brilliant. It was just what we needed, when we needed it and how we needed it. But no, completely different role from what was good less than 4 days earlier. I mean, what were they thinking? And even if you think that's a good idea, plainly obvious after 10 minutes that it wasn't a good idea. So revert back to that and let Foden have that space up front and Bernardo just sit and just do what he did against Newcastle. But for whatever reason, we didn't. And I know he had to come back and help with the build-up at times because we didn't really have any passers at the back, which is a shame. Kuznets went along a couple of times to Haaland and Haaland did fuck all with it. I'll come on to him later. But it was just really bad. I mean, it was just really bad. Really bad from a build-up perspective. Bernardo, he just didn't do what we like him to do or what he was good at. So I'm very disappointed with him. Well, not necessarily him, management for arranging that position for him. Enyo on the right wing. I don't want to say he was shite. Let's just say he was ineffective. Stuck out the right wing. What did we buy him for? Goal-scoring winger. We stick him out on a touchline. I know he come in once, had that left foot shot, which maybe should have done better with. Who knows? But when Bournemouth played United, Semenyo played the right wing that game. He stuck on Luke Shaw and dominated him in the air time after time after time. I mentioned it on Friday's video that should be a strategy. Go long. They've got Martinez at their back and Luke Shaw. Neither of them at all. Neither of them particularly good in the air. They should be in a position. City should be in a position where we can take advantage of that. We didn't. I don't think we knocked up Semenyo long. Certainly not with any quality. Once, and then you stick him out there. Goal's going to wing. They're not going to score from there, is it? And what's he going to do? What, Doku's going to cross it, is it? All the way across? I don't know. Again, a play on the pitch that we're not using to his to the skill set that we bought him for and was successful the other day with. Obviously, not writing him off, obviously. Again, why change? Why change what's been successful? And then whatever we're doing isn't working, so change it again. God, yeah, really, really disappointed with the way we utilised him rather than his own individual performance. Jezza, Doku. Fucking hell, where to start? Well, he did the job, didn't he? Right. Dallo injured, great. Wonderful. Yeah, sorry, got Dallo booked, great, wonderful. Run at him again. Didn't fancy it, did he? Didn't fancy it after that kick. Easy passes to Ake all the time. Now, when we played United earlier in the season, when we played them at home, he played like an inverted side forward, how we want to characterise it, and he ran at their defence, straight like at them. He did against Liverpool as well, and one to other teams, and that to me is where his skill set is. He can't finish, he can't cross, but run at people from central position and you create problems, right? Or run at people from the penalty area onwards. Starting him at the touchline is a waste of time, as far as I'm concerned. He can't cross it particularly well. He needs to be in the box, like small little layoff or something. He just didn't fancy Dallo, did he? Dallo hurt him, and Doku didn't fancy it again. Didn't take one really. Didn't take one successful after that. I know he got doubled up, and I know Ake didn't overlap. Well, then put him middle. Then you don't need the overlap. Put him in field. Oh, and as for that corner he took. First corner of the game. Right, boys, come on, let's get settled. Let's demonstrate we're a threat. We've got some big boys. We've got Semenyo, we've got Haaland. You know, Ake's good in the air. Demonstrate we can put his under pressure and set pieces. And he takes it. He is pretty low down on the list of corner takers I'd have for City. Pretty low down. Near the bottom, to be honest. And he takes his weird P-roller. Pathetic. What? The set-piece coach obviously hasn't suggested Doku's our best corner taker, has he? Has he? Better not have done. We're fucking in a line for the dole queue. No. He should not be anywhere near corners or free kicks. Nowhere near him. He offers very little defensively as well. He wound me up how he just didn't. It helped Ake once. As it turns out, he then he made a good tackle in our box. But before that, offered very little defensively, no defensive awareness. It's really bad. I thought he was terrible. He's back to the Doku of 12 months ago. So now he had a good run between September and December. So he's got one league goal. One. Not enough, is it? Nowhere near it. So he's in his third year now as well. And I don't want to make rash reactions, binning him off after a poor Derby game. But how long are you going to give this guy? And I know we can't just keep buying players and, you have to manage and use the ones you've got. It was dreadful. Oh, dreadful. Dreadful. Phil Foden. Was it harsh on him to take him off at half time? He did fuck all, did he, in the first half? Maybe it was. Someone said he fractured his wrist during the game or fractured his hand during the game. That's why he came off. But kick with your feet, mate, don't you? No, that's a bit harsh. But I don't think he's number 10, is he? He's not a playmaker, is he? He doesn't link up with Haaland particularly well. He's not a tempo set. I like him on the right, mate. I like him on the right. So when he cuts in, he's facing goal. And he can shoot. Getting the ball in those support striker spaces. Well, he hasn't really done it, has he? Hasn't really done it. I know he has to come deep and get the ball. No, I like him on the right, mate. I'm on the right and cutting have shots on goal. But again, he was dreadful in that first half. Would I took him off, though? Would he get any better, did we? Again. So the answer's going to be no. I know the expectation is you make subs and you improve, but we didn't improve, did we? We're diabolical. So stick him on the right. That's what I'd do. Stick him on the right. Figure out who goes behind Haaland and stick Semenyo on the left. Stick Rodri and Nico Gonzalez behind them and take it from there. Defence will look after itself when people are back from injury. And that should be enough, shouldn't it? Erling Haaland. I don't like slagging treble players off, but I think today I'm going to make an exception. That performance was diabolical. Fucking dreadful. Where to start? Right, well, let's get the mitigation out of the way, right? He's tired. Maybe he is, right? Maybe he is. Well, maybe we shouldn't have played him against Exeter. Maybe he should have said, listen, I shouldn't be playing this. We definitely should have played Marmoush in more games leading up to him going off to the AFCON to give Haaland a rest. I mean, I listened to LB earlier on. He said he'd been on the bench 9 games on the trot, Marmoush, in the Premier League. And he got on at like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. So, yeah, he probably does need a bit of a rest. But that doesn't mean you can't bully someone who's half your size. I don't want to bang on about wages and what people earn. But with 500k a week comes responsibility. He was nowhere near it. Bad decisions, weak, and not the leader of the line we needed. Gabriel Jesus would have done a better job. We didn't need a goal scorer yesterday either, really. We didn't need a goal hanger. We needed a standard setter. The midfield's injured. The defence is patchwork. We need the ball in their half. Hold the fucking thing up. Put your ass in the way. Win a foul. Wallop Martinez. Wallop Shaw. Wallop Maguire. Fucking wallop someone. It was terrible. Fucking terrible. I mean, you want to be the man. You want to be the man, don't you? You stand there, your YouTube channel and, all this and that and the other, and that's fine. We got to do the business on the pitch. When was his last good game, by the way? Madrid away. They sacked the manager shortly after, didn't they? Maybe that wasn't as good as we thought it was either. When was his last good game? Can't remember. Can't remember. Can't remember. Put it in the comments below. But yeah, I thought it was really bad, really disappointing. You know, you're in the leadership group, captain's group, however they characterize it. You're on a massive whack. Go, demonstrate that you can lead the line. You know, like I maintain Gabriel Jesus would have done a better job in that particular game than him. I said at half time I'd have taken him off. I'd have taken him off. It wasn't nothing was happening. And then get an extra midfielder on and try and pass them to death and do it from there. And the second half, when Kuznov knocked it up to him, and he just, whether it was Shaw or Martinez, some fucking midget took it off. I can't remember who. But someone who shouldn't be taking it off him, particularly when I think we were losing at the time. You need to show some effort, show some willing. But no. And then to take him off, I thought was big. Who, me? Yes, fucking you. Yes, you. You haven't got a leg to stand on. Someone was saying on Blue Moon to me that, oh, you know, he might want to go if we leave him on the bench for a few weeks. He's not going anywhere unless someone ponies up hundreds of millions. So forget that one. He's not going anywhere. He's not got a leg to stand on. You can't moan you're tired and then moan when you sat on the bench. Which one is it? Rubbish. God. That's not to say, you know, structurally we didn't have problems. You know, we didn't turn enough crosses in, but just wallop someone. Didn't that place get booked? O'Reilly got booked for pulling someone down, and Rodri got booked, so he always gets booked, didn't he? But no one got booked for hitting it, did they? We. Anyway, subs. That's enough for the start 11. The subs, you know, right, not doing very well. Subs are coming on. Help's on the way. Help wasn't on the way, was it? O'Reilly, booked straight away and done for their goal. Again, played too much. Should we brought Nori on? People saying Nori should have started. I was like, not sure because, you know, straight off the plane from AFCON. But so was Mbuemo. Didn't bother him, did it? And then, you know, playing 10 minutes away at Newcastle, really different to what we needed yesterday. But he didn't get a look in before AFCON, Nori. So he was never going to start. You know, I'm pretty sure started as Bodo Glimt because I don't think there's anyone else. But for whatever reason, he's not getting a look in at all. To think he was going to start yesterday, well, I don't think he's even a consideration from my point of view. Would he do any better? Well, he's got on the ball, isn't he? You know, he can take it on, he can win free kicks. I don't think that's the reason we lost, though, is it? No, we're not playing. But O'Reilly, yeah, disappointed in him. But again, I think he's played too much. He should have been rotated more with Nori, but that never happened. So we're in the same position we are with Haaland with him. And I think he did get done for their goal, didn't he? I think Cunha, he didn't do a lot, did he, to get past him and throw that cross in. But again, I think once the cross is in, someone's got to do better than that, particularly the right back. So you're pretty disappointed with him, but I think he probably needs a couple of weeks off, doesn't he? Probably needs a couple of weeks off. Although he's very good during the week against Newcastle. Jerky, come on. People rave about this guy. People think he should have started. No chance in that second half anything to go by. I mean, that free kick. There's a few things that happened in that game that he did that I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it. The free kick, a pathetic little chip in, then the even worse challenge on Mbuemo trying to stop him on the break, and then all bets are off there, aren't they? It's curtains. He appealed for a throw-in when the ball was 10 yards from the touchline with 3 United players around him. One of the strangest things I've ever seen. Just put his hand up. But let's pretend we are close to the touchline. Well, then run after it then and pick it up. Fucking stood there, his arm up in the air like, piff it. Fucking rubbish. Rubbish. Not what you needed. And then we're getting beat 1-0. We've got some semi-break on. He's trying to chip it round Luke Shaw. Now, Luke Shaw isn't very good, as far as I'm concerned. But he's an experienced Premier League player, so let's not take the piss here. Particularly when we haven't got a lead. We're not in a position to start taking the piss like that. So really disappointed with him. Really disappointed with him. Really, really, I thought it was really bad. I thought it was really bad. As for the other subs, Reinders and Masaka, they're not hiding to nothing, weren't they? Should Reinders start versus Bodo? Maybe, maybe not. I worry about that on tomorrow's video, I think. Oh, that's a player review. I mean, but what went wrong? What went wrong? The manager? Is it the manager? Players not bothered? Players not good enough? I don't think that. I don't think it's a player's not good enough. I think most of them played better than anything United have got. Was it one of those days or something more serious? I think we won't know if it's something more serious until 3 or 4 games' time. Hopefully it's not anything more serious. Is it the injuries? Is it the tiredness? I don't know. Is Pep off? I got a message after the game. Richard Keys is a source, so take that as a pinch of salt. Pep's off this week, and Maresca will be our manager this season. If that happens, I'll give you the money myself. No chance. No chance. No chance. And I've had it. I saw Pep out on Blue Moon the other day. Forget it. Pep out. We're second in division. We're bound to qualify for the Champions League knockout stages. We're one foot or both feet in the Carabao Cup final, and we'll see about the FA Cup. What more do you want, really? I didn't think we were going to win the league this year. Champions League's done all right. Final of Carabao Cup. Won at Real Madrid, drawn at Arsenal, won at Newcastle, so we've done all right in some big away games. We've got Gay coming in, Diaz to be back fit. It's not the end of the world. It's just being beat off them now. It pisses me off. Do you look, also, as it turns out, I didn't look at any football on Saturday after the game. Although I did watch it. I did see West Ham's result, which was hilarious at Tottenham. Arsenal drew, Villa drew, Liverpool drew. So it's not the end of the world from a points perspective. We're not dead yet. We still have a chance. We've got people coming back from AFCON, people coming back from injury. We should be stronger soon. Hopefully he'll use Aït-Nouri and Marmoush from a more rotation perspective. We've got Gueye coming back. We're not coming in from a, what do they call it? From a, helicopter view. We're doing all right. From a very small look at that United performance, we're doing terribly. Do we just write it off? I don't like writing games against United off. We've got to go to Liverpool in a few weeks. We've got to go to Tottenham in a few weeks. Play like that, we've got another tatering. Pep, though, he's not covered himself in glory last few weeks, so has he? 2 interim managers and, well, not turned him over, but, drew it home to Chelsea in interim, hammered away at United for another interim. Tottenham have probably got 11 interim by the time we go there. So he does need to pull his finger out, Pep. He did have a bad day at the office. But there's no Pep out. No Pep out from me. Not by a long way. But, yeah, I mean, just extremely disappointing, wasn't it? We should have gone there, done the business. But we didn't even look like it. There's no hard luck stories, is there? Which, does that make it better or worse? I've been to United in the past and we've been shafted. Last-minute goals, penalties, dodgy goals, a lot. But there's no complaints, is there? No complaints, less that sending off. But we should be beating 13 United players, never mind just 11. I wouldn't give a shit if they had extra players on, we should be beating it. Never mind less. So I'm not going to bellyache about that sending off, although it was the clearest reg I've ever seen in your life. Just diabolical, wasn't it? Just diabolical. So, yeah, I think we're going to leave it there. I think I'll probably touch on some more of these points in the Bodo video, which I'll do tomorrow, I think, and then we can sort to look where that leaves us for the rest of the season. But we're 7 points behind Arsenal. Not the end of the world. We're bound to finish the Champions League spaces. I think we're bound to finish second. Anyway, what a good second though. Not to throw the towel in. But Bodo away, Wolves at home. Not bad games, are they? To get over that. And Wolves at home. I know they're on a half-decent run, but I don't care. I don't care about Wolves' half-decent run, quite frankly. They need to be tatered. And no 2 ways about it. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you if you got this far. Thank you for joining my therapy session. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And I think we can safely say onwards and upwards. I think that is rock bottom. We can't get any worse than that. only real positive. We can't get any worse than that, I don't think. It was diabolical. Diabolical. So yeah, onwards and upwards. And let's beat Bodo, beat Wolves, and we can put this behind us. So thank you, and I'll see you for the next one. Take care. Bye bye.